Cats, I have no idea where the dogs are this morning. I guess it's you and me. Now, if you're gonna do that thing where you run in front of my legs and stop all the time, it isn't gonna work out. Nope. Apparently the dogs are on another one of their adventures. Cat, this isn't gonna work. Well, there isn't a whole lot of corn left in the wet bin, so I feel like it'd be early to start the dryer. Guess I'll check oil on these machines and start getting some stuff warmed up. Are you gonna be doing this all day? Full? Dogs showed up. They were definitely on an adventure. I had to pick the burrs out of their backs for them because you were all messy.
Right.
Jim's even here.
Yeah, barely.
Barely. Get her. Oil's good. I'm gonna go start the grain dryer up and let the real men have some fun out here. But first, my job wouldn't be complete if I didn't run down here and check and make sure we didn't have any losses out of the combine. It looks good over here where the corn was good. Even inside where the tires were. They'll probably get a lot more done without me now that I won't be out here as much to just keep stopping and checking. She's all clean and the sample in the hopper looks good. The cobs aren't all beat up back here and they're not in the hopper, so I'll let them go to work. Let's fire it up. Some people have been asking about the dryer update and why we did it and what exactly we were going for when we did it. So, a couple of big things. Number one, the capacity. We can dry more bushels more quickly with this dryer. It also does it more efficiently, so the cost per bushel is less with this dryer. So it's faster and it's more efficient. Does a better job, I think, supposed to do a better job of cooling the grain when it gets to the bottom there. And it's a different style, so it's supposed to keep a lot more test weight in the kernels as it dries. It's easier on the grain, so the grain stays cleaner. You don't grind it up near as much. Those are the reasons, and this dryer should be good for us for a long time. Better be. So we are loaded up there, but we're going to turn the load on anyway. I'm going to turn the unload on, and the air system should kick on in auto. There we go. Air system's spooling up, and now we can start our fans. So there's 3 fans on there, 3 burners, 3 big motors. We got a fan in here that recycles air from the bottom. That's what cools the corn. Pulls air through the hot corn and recycles it on that bottom plenum area. And then the 2 initial burners up there. So the corn starts at the top, works its way to the bottom, and once it gets down here, it's being cooled before it leaves out the air system in the back. There's Jim with the first truck of the day. Start our motors up here. I like to check the fans on the bins twice a day, every morning, every night, just to make sure they're still pulling inward and none of them are shut down. When those break down, that's when corn has tendency to spoil. It'll start heating up, especially if it's in a bin that has hot corn in it or corn that hasn't been cooled since being dried. I'm going to turn the heat down on us a little bit. The corn is so dry, it's almost hard to slow this dryer down enough. So we'll turn the heat on here. I moved it from 160 degrees last night down to 120, which is pretty low for this dryer. That's not very warm, so it's going to be easy on the corn. I could run it at 200, 220 and speed the dryer up, but our air system won't take it fast enough. So the dryer now is faster than our air system. Our air system, it's a 6-inch air system with a big motor, but that's actually the limiting factor. There, our temps are going up on all 3 plenums. Right now, I'm playing with the motor, the air system, and watching the pressure and the amps on the motor to see how fast I can push it, because we've changed those pipes to try to gain capacity. I'm pushing a little over 1,700 bushels an hour out of the back of the dryer right now. So if I can push more through there, obviously it's more efficient, it goes faster, I can just turn the temp up on my dryer. But I've got to watch that pressure and make sure I don't overdo it or it's going to plug the pipe. And if you watched the previous video, you know that plugging the pipe is not that fun. Well, I kept testing and testing and going higher and higher. Things looked good. I went all the way up to 44%, and then I got a high pressure fault condition and I plugged the pipe. Which is why I hadn't cleaned up yesterday's mess yet. Now today's a different situation. This isn't the exact same, I mean, the end result is the same thing we did yesterday, but I did it for a different reason. I wasn't trying to do it, but it's not like I made the exact same mistake. This is a whole new mistake. So I've got to run some resets here, and I think, I mean, we dealt with this yesterday, so I've got an idea on what I need to do here to hopefully get that pipe plugged as quickly as possible, as easily as possible. Well, that worked a lot better than I thought it was going to. I didn't have to take the clamp apart this time, so the pipe is open and clear and we don't have a mess to clean up, or any more of a mess than we already had. So we'll fire everything back up here again. Make sure our air system's kicking on. There we go. And I'm just going to start at 25% and stay away from 44% now. Our load on. Is the white line the direction it's trying to take you? Was Dad going southwest to northeast?
Right now I'm north the way it should be, and it's 357 degrees north.
Okay, so you're pointing the direction you should be right now?
I'm pointing north, yes.
Click on guidance on that bottom left or the bottom tab.
Okay, guidance, yeah.
Hit track 1 up at the top right. Or set, yeah, that's set track there. Click on set track.
Okay, got it.
Okay, then on track, so very top right, hit the pencil.
Got it.
Jim was having a problem with his auto steer, so I was able to actually RDA in using the John Deere app. I can get right in and see his exact screen. I can't control it, but I can talk him through what he needs to do. I can see exactly what he's got going on, so we fixed it. That Op Center app is extremely handy. I can even go in and see how much fuel the combine has left. I can see the hours on it. I can see how fast he's going. I can see how many acres we got done. I can see how the hybrids are yielding. I can even see his harvest settings and adjust them, so I could really mess with him if I want. But it's my corn too, and I don't want to do that. Several truckloads have come and gone. That thing's been running pretty good now for an hour and a half with no problems. And I'm hungry. Well, eventually I got to clean up yesterday's mess. you don't clean the concrete up as you go, everything just gets rained on, and then it gets and then it gets wet, and it gets rotten, and it gets slimy and stinky and heavier, and you still got to clean it up later on anyway. According to my combine driver, we're missing a tile flag at one of our inlets. I don't know how that would have happened, but I'll go get it replaced. Just kidding, I know exactly how it probably happened. I think I'll take the Ranger because the flag that's missing is way out yonder. Not that my Chevy Silverado can't make it across this field, but Rangers are built for it. Well, according to the Op Center app, we've only got 19 acres left in this field, so that isn't going to take too long to polish this one off. I checked 3 different places in this field, and it looks like the combine's doing a really good job, and the corn that's coming into the pits is clean, so I can see on the app he hasn't adjusted anything, so we are right where we left off yesterday. And Jim is just in the field right next door, so I'm gonna jump over and see how he's doing. We had the co-op spread fertilizer on this morning, so Jim's out tilling it. That'll work the fertilizer into the soil. That fertilizer will be here for next year's corn crop on this piece. I forgot my pickup in the field. It should be safe out there. There's not a lot of crazy stuff going on. Everything's still running good here. I've been actually turning the heat on and off just to kind of cycle through, because not all that corn is needing much heat to it. And I'm told the combine's getting down there, so I'm gonna run up with Thunder and meet Dad. That does it for this field. That's the first full field we've completed now. And we're just gonna run halfway back towards home, which is right up the road for now, since it's 5 o'clock, and we're going to just pick away at some acres we left over there, so continue with some really dry corn for now, for tonight. Thunder. Thunder juicing, double thunder juicing. She full. Well, now I gotta go take over for Onyx. He's got hockey practice, so we're gonna swap positions here. But you can't take the Ranger anywhere without having the dogs jump in with you. It's just kind of the rule. It's their rule, I guess. Okay, have fun hockeying. Alright. Somebody had the seat a lot lower than I need it. Gotta see if I can remember how to do this now. Been a while since I've driven grain cart.
I have a haul for you.
Well, 5 to 4 it would figure as soon as I get out here, but I got a notification that the dryer shut down, so I'm just going to drive this thing straight into the yard, go slow. What the heck?
Okay.
All day long, not an issue. As soon as I get to the field. It had a few faults. I think it was mad at the moisture, perhaps. I'm not really sure. It called it a communication error and it shut things down, but I don't really know what that meant. I think I know what I did. 5 to 4, I got it up and running again. I'm headed out now. I don't think it was a big deal. It was a setting I had in there that made it shut down when the moisture got out of range for a certain amount of time. But I switched that now so that it just sends me a notification when that happens. That is a cool view going into that sunset. Good to go, Al. You can head home. Thank you.
You're right.
The dryer guy left when it was still bright out, so no lights have been turned on. You can't even tell that thing's running. Just feels weird to pull in the yard where the dryer is obviously running. To me, it's obvious to me, and it doesn't look like anything's going on. Well, I'm gonna call it a night. We're gonna call it a night. I'm just gonna watch the dryer for a few more hours here, but I want to thank all of you guys for watching. New shirt here. It's the corn market chart, corn price chart. I think it's important as farmers, because of the way prices have been going, that we make sure that we can see what can be while being unburdened by what has been. See, because it's a funny, you get it, right? Just go to the link below to Farm Focus and go buy one. Or maybe that's not your style. Maybe you like something a little bit more old school with the Moline on it. Whatever you want to do. Anyway, a sincere, honest thank you to all of you for watching. It's been awesome to have a channel like this and be able to talk to people like you. I've really enjoyed it for a long time. So thank you. And if you're a farmer, be sure to check out FBN. Membership is free. Right now, you can get 0% financing through all of next year's growing season, so they're not going to charge you any interest on the inputs you buy from them from now until sometime late next season. I don't know the exact date, but there's a very specific link for that down below. Or you can get a 9% discount right now if you buy using cash. They've got some referral programs, they've got great financing, and they've got Cyber Days coming up on November 18th. That's when that starts. So that's when you're going to get your best deals on chemicals and directly purchasing through FBN that gets delivered right to your farm. So if you're interested in any of that, there's a bunch of specific links down below. They've been a huge supporter of this channel for a long, long time. So I appreciate them very much as well. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, and Didge will too. Good night, Didge.